Well folks, coming at you with an emergency video because today we have some of the best UFO videos that you will see. These videos are combined from the public record. Shout out to Skywatch TV. He put together all of the best videos that are out there in the public that you might not have seen. These are very rare videos. Like this video, share this video, subscribe if you're brand new, and let's get into it. Roll it.
Lowestoft UFO.
Ow.
February 12th, 1998.
England?
Lowestoft, England. Filmed by David Spoor, this footage showcases a stationary saucer-shaped object in the night sky.
And I managed to get a shot of it with the camera actually propped on
This
the
is reconstruction?
top of our car, so it's fairly steady. It
Okay.
kept in that position for around half a minute or so.
A few moments later, the unidentified object suddenly departs, exhibiting an unusual acceleration.
Then it suddenly shot off quite a pretty fast speed.
I don't know what it is, but every time I see like an older footage, it just cannot be me, right? Like every time you see a footage that is from the early 2000s or late 90s, right? I'm like more inclined to believe that. I tell you, it's probably because AI didn't exist back then. It's also likely because people were less likely to lie. Nowadays, people lie for that TikTok money to get attention. You guys understand where I'm coming from? You feel me? Or you're like, nah, bro, like, shut the hell up, bozo. I want to know your thoughts.
Of course, there's a possibility that this footage was faked. However, faking videos back in the 90s was definitely not an easy task,
Exactly.
as personal video editing software was way too limited back then. Drones are also out of the question, not only because they were not very accessible back then, but also because the shape of the object doesn't seem to match. Fake footage or a drone, the mystery of the Lowestoft UFO remains unexplained to this day.
Man, the older, there's a saying, right? The worse the quality is, the real it is. The real, it's more likely that it's real.
Now let's move on to a place that's historically known
2015.
for its unexplained incidents, the Gulf of Mexico. Recorded in 2015, this video showcases a pink light exhibiting rapid movements far from the shore. The author of this video claimed that the way the object flies resembles the way a drone moves, but knowing that the platform is about 130 miles from the shore and the object is probably around 8 miles away from the platform, the chances of the UFO being a civilian drone are slim
Holy
to none
crap.
since no civilian drone could go that far.
Yeah.
Not to mention the battery power required for such a long trip. Years have passed since this incident took place. However, the origin of the object or explanation
I'm like looking at the movements, right? So it's defying gravity. It's moving like no plane would ever be able to do that, right? Even if it's like the super advanced military jet, it cannot do that. Advanced military jets can do a lot of maneuvers, but not like this.
for this event remains unsolved to this day.
The black object.
The black object.
Ow.
Next, we're taken to Israel on November 21st, 2023, where an unidentified object was recorded while being completely stationary in broad daylight for a long period of time. The author of the video claims that he drove by it once and found it a little bit odd, but didn't give it much attention. After about an hour, when he was returning on the same road, the object was still there. In over an hour, the object hasn't moved even a bit. Taking a closer look at the video, a black, elongated object can be seen. Even though it was recorded from afar, it seems
I hit my target like 4 or 5 times, and it didn't even budge. It didn't even move the UFO. That's crazy, bro.
to be pretty big, probably
Holy
around
crap.
6 feet. A military aircraft or an outworld entity? The question remains, as this mystery is still unsolved to this day.
I'm inclined to believe that. I shot it 4 or 5 times right there, and it didn't even put a dent into that thing, bro. That's insane. And I was using hollow points.
Chicago Orbs.
Chicago Orbs. Yeah!
Let's move on to Chicago.
Chicago!
Recorded in June 2023, this video showcases 6 flying black orbs in broad daylight.
Okay, if it happened in Chicago, then these UFOs were definitely bulletproof, bro. 100%. They were bulletproof.
As soon as the person that was recording this incident loses sight of the objects from his backyard, he quickly moves to the front of his house, only to witness the unidentified objects suddenly speeding up and departing in the same direction.
I'm not even gonna try to attempt to shoot it because I know these are bulletproof, but
The Reddit user who found this video on social media claims that he took a look at the profile of the original poster to get more information about it, but all he found were dirt bike and dog videos. Nothing about UFOs.
Man, the way it moved is insane. Okay, so you're saying that all of these are objects as well. How many are there? One, two, maybe not this one, or maybe, I don't know, like this one. But these three clearly right here, right? Yeah, what? Oh shit! Oh shit! Yo, they are moving. Oh my goodness.
This basically means that there was no prior interest in the topic, consequently decreasing the
Or can it be birds? It can be birds, but they don't look like birds.
Odds of that video being a hoax. Now, to make things more interesting, a Reddit user from England left a response to this video where he recalls a similar experience, which gives an extra layer of credibility to this incident. I saw a UFO like this with my brother about 20 years ago in England. I always described it as a coin flipping across the sky. It was weird too, because the next day on the news, supposedly, a helicopter crashed in the ocean. Even though I was like 10, I suspected it was a cover-up for the UFO we saw. Could these two people have witnessed the same object? The similarities between the video and how the Reddit user from England describes it are intriguing. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. But now, if you made it this far into the video...
Yeah, like and subscribe, guys. Like and subscribe. If you're brand new, it's a pleasure to have you. And before we dive into the next one, guys, I have started a brand new channel. So this is called Skizzle2. Link would be in the description and also in the pinned comment. It would be a pleasure to have you there. I do like various type of content from the internet on that one. Karen videos, cop videos, what's going on in the pop culture and all that. We have some entertaining content there as well. So it would be a pleasure to have you. But back to the content.
1979 stadium sighting.
Stadium sighting. Oh.
I want you to explain that to me, Dr. Spock. I'm afraid to.
Now, let's go back to October 28th, 19...
I wanna rewind that. Bro. But I know I'm filming a video and you guys don't like it when I rewind stuff, so...
79. A football game between the Dallas Cowboys and Pittsburgh Steelers is taking place. However, something really odd happened that day. The commercial break was suddenly interrupted by the announcers to show two unidentified objects that were hovering over the stadium, being witnessed by over 50,000 people. The most reasonable explanation for this event was that those two objects were actually UFO kites, which are commonly sold at football games. However, if kites are actually that popular during football games, I don't think that the announcers would act the way they did. They seemed really confused.
Damn.
There it is. Now what is that?
Now taking a closer look, they seem to be rotating pretty fast and don't seem that big, probably just around 20 inches, which would probably align with the size of a kite. Decades have passed since this intriguing event took place, and no definitive answer has ever been given. While people...
I read some comments and some people are saying this was actually debunked as rotor kite. I believe that's the word, that's how you say. Yeah, so I would say take this footage as, like, with a grain of salt, or with 2 kilograms of salt.
Who were in person during the game claimed that those objects were not kites. Skeptics stand their ground, stating the exact opposite.
Yeah. Ow! Ow!
Cockpit encounter. The next video takes us to a 787 plane traveling from Japan to Canada on November 19th, 2023. At around 4 a.m., 3 pilots witnessed a few objects moving at incredible speeds. The objects flashed blue, orange, and green lights. After trying to make something out of what they had just seen, the pilots agreed those objects were not satellites or Starlink flares, since
Man, like, it would be scary, right? Like, imagine you're flying up, you're a pilot, right? And you're flying at nighttime and there are just a huge layer of clouds, or you're in a place, let's just say Sahara Desert, or you're flying over Sahara Desert, no lights. It would be, like, completely dark, though, so you would have to just rely on, like, your radar, and all of a sudden you see, like, blinking lights like that. It must be like one of those things, right? Like either you're scared or you're like nervous about it, right? And one of my dreams is to become a pilot. Like I want to get my pilot license. First, I'm trying to get like that, you know, that there's like a motor thing. I'm forgetting the name. It's like parachute, and you put a motor behind. Right? You probably heard of it. Paratrooper or not paratrooper? Paramotor. Yeah, paramotor. I'm trying to get that, and then like in the future, my goal is to become a pilot. But yeah, it's just crazy, man. Like if you see lights like that in the sky, if you're a pilot watching, have you ever experienced something like that?
They were not only changing colors, but also appearing and disappearing randomly. The author of the video also claims that the speed of those objects was around 10 to 20 times faster than an aircraft traveling in the opposite direction, so planes can also be ruled out of this investigation. Given that this report came from 3 trained pilots, it adds weight to this sighting. Pilots spend most of their lives in the skies, so if a flying object makes them rub their heads like this, it's definitely something that falls out of
Honestly, like, if a pilot says that, I'm inclined to believe it, because these dudes spend more time in the sky than the actual birds. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
explanations. For that reason, this mystery still remains unsolved to this day.
Uh-oh. Yeah!
Claremont Lights. Recorded in Claremont, Florida, on November 25th, 2023, this footage showcases a set of orange lights flying in the night sky. The author of the video claimed that he assumed it was just a drone since there was just one light at first. However, a few more lights started to show up from behind his neighbor's roof. It's also important to note that Claremont is a very small town, and according to the author of the video, they don't have drone shows or anything like that.
Oh man.
Taking a closer look at this
is probably why UFOs were like, okay, so you guys get no drone shows, let us come in and we'll show you a real drone show.
like formation, it seems pretty similar to another video from Virginia that was featured on episode 2 of this series. Oddly enough, this video was recorded just days before, on November.
What if it's like an actual triangle, right? Like one object. Or you can say 3 UFOs flying in formation, could be that too. But what if it's like an actual triangle-shaped UFO? And it's crazy, right? Okay, try 1 UFO or 3 UFOs, doesn't matter. But it's crazy that they fly sometimes in formation. I've seen like so many videos where you would see like 3 or triangle shape, you know, just moving in the sky.
November 6th, 2023, while the one from Claremont is from November 25th. Could there be a connection between these 2 events? Let me know your thoughts in the comments.
Yeah, and guys, this is the last episode that we've done. If you love this video, you're gonna love this one. We had a bunch of multiple UFO sightings, and they're truly very odd and bizarre, and they're truly something that you probably have not seen, because these videos are very, very rare to find now on YouTube, right? Check it out, and I'll see you there.